everyone. I am Sean Wheelock. I'm the play-by-play commentator. It's absolutely my honor to be here in Milwaukee for Gamebred 4. This is a really interesting card. I would say this is a groundbreaking card. Dean Toole, Jorge Masvidal, the two men behind Gamebred Boxing, are bringing together this card. And this is the concept of the promotion going forward. It's true legends from MMA, and this is also rapidly emerging prospects in boxing. So that's what you're seeing on this card. You're seeing fighters from MMA, you're seeing world champions from MMA, and we believe you're seeing future world champions in boxing. 13 fights in total coming your way on Saturday night from Fiserv Forum here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Before we start our presser, I'm going to talk to you about order information and viewership information. So again, it's this Saturday from Milwaukee. The times I'm going to be giving you are local times in Milwaukee. That's U.S. Canadian Central Time. Our prelims will begin. It's a 2-hour free view live worldwide. You can watch that multiple ways, including on UFC Fight Pass, on Facebook, on Fight TV outside of North and South America. You can watch these fights on YouTube as well. That is from 6 to 8 o'clock. We will have live prelims for you at 8 o'clock. Again, that's local in Milwaukee, U.S. Canadian Central Time. That's when our pay-per-view begins. Our pay-per-view is available globally through in-demand across all cable and satellite providers. You can also order digitally online. You have a couple of options for that. In the United States and Canada, ppv.com, that's in-demand's digital arm. You can also order through UFC Fight Pass on their pay-per-view provider. Outside of North and South America, you can order digitally through fight.tv. So those are the viewership opportunities you have. 8 fights on our main card, 13 fights in total. Of course, our main event, Roy Jones Jr. versus Anthony Pettis. This is truly a dream matchup. I want to give you words from the two men who have brought this together. It's Jorge Masvidal and Dean Toole. Jorge Masvidal, of course, next Saturday night, he is the co-main event versus Gilbert Burns at UFC 287. As you can all imagine, Jorge Masvidal is in training camp. He is not with us, but he did send me this quote, which I'd like to give to all of you. From Jorge Masvidal: if you're on the fence about buying this pay-per-view, we don't blame you. You more than likely don't have a clue how these fights will play out, and to tell you the truth, neither do I. I have no idea if wisdom beats youth in Roy Jones versus Anthony Pettis, and I have no idea who wins between one of the greatest strikers in MMA history, Vitor Belfort, against the former Brazilian jiu-jitsu world champion, Ronaldo Jacare Souza. We can all sit and make assumptions about what we think will happen between Jose Aldo and Jeremy Stephens, but you know what they say about assumptions. Make them, and that makes you, and I don't swear very often in public, but again, this is Masvidal, not me. According to Jorge Masvidal, that makes you an asshole. If there's one thing we can promise and deliver on, is that we will be sheer violence and sweet science. Bottom line, you're just going to have to tune in April 1st to find out. Again, that's from Jorge Masvidal. His partner in Gamebred Boxing, Dean Toole, gave me this quote: I can't think of a time we've seen 5 former world champions from 2 different sports on one fight card. The best thing about this entire event is the eyeballs on the young, incredible talent coming up. Undefeated pro boxing prospects like Devin Cushing, who is 12-0, Luis Feliciano, 16-0, and Javier Zamaron, 3-0, will really showcase our mission statement here at Gamebred Boxing, and that's to build new stars and promote upcoming talent. We want to build our roster and have those fighters eventually main eventing these big fights, and on Saturday night, they will get an opportunity to steal the show. Again, that's from Jorge Masvidal, Dean Toole, the two men behind Gamebred Boxing, speaking to the philosophy of this highly unique card. Again, this is not hybrid. These are not exhibition fights. These are boxing matches. They're on BoxRec. These are all fully official fights through the outstanding Wisconsin Athletic Commission. So first, I want to turn it over to Roy Jones Jr. This man truly needs no introduction. I will say, however, amongst winning world titles at 160, 168, 175, 20 years ago, March of 2003, he defeated John Ruiz to become the first fighter in modern boxing history to win a world title at 160 and then win a world heavyweight championship. Roy Jones Jr. is truly one of the greatest of all time. He is one half of our main event. Everyone, Roy Jones Jr.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you to everybody that's here. Thank God for giving us all the opportunity to come perform. I want to say I'm delighted to be able to be here to perform, but I'm so damn old, I ain't sure if I get to light it no more. So it's just kind of fun to be able to still do what you love doing at my age, and I'm looking forward to an awesome event come Saturday night. So thank you all.
As Roy Jones Jr. is a legend in boxing, truly this man, Milwaukee, Wisconsin's own Anthony Pettis, is a legend in mixed martial arts, 155-pound world champion in the UFC, and he has been dominant throughout his career. The other half of our main event, this is Anthony Pettis.
Yeah, man. Feels good to be back in Milwaukee. Is this working? Yeah, it feels good to be back in Milwaukee. Last time I was here, I won the UFC world title. So 10 years ago, coming back here to fight a legend in Roy Jones Jr. It's a blessing. Just want to thank Dean Toole, Jorge Masvidal for putting this event together, and Milwaukee. Thank you guys for hosting us, and hopefully you guys all come out and watch the show.
Our main event is scheduled for 8 rounds in the cruiserweight division, 200-pound weight limit. Again, Roy Jones Jr. versus Anthony Pettis, truly a dream matchup. Our co-main event, also at 200 pounds in the cruiserweight division. Again, 2 more legends in the sport of MMA, world champions, Ronaldo, Jacaré, Souza, and Vitor Belfort. Jacaré, let's start with you.
Yes, thank you, everybody. Thank you for having me here. So I did a very hard game for this fight. Everybody said for me, why, Jacaré, you got a boxing right now? Because I can. Because I did a great job. I had a hard time in Brazil with that guy here. And the Marine Navy team in Brazil helped me a lot. So I be 100% ready. And I show Jacaré can box too. Thank you.
And Vitor Belfort.
Yeah, first and foremost, in another category, not in number 1, number 2, is God is everything in my life. And I'm going to be 46 on Saturday. So first time I'm fighting in my birthday. And I'm fighting a tremendous, legendary fighter from Brazil. You know, have a lot of respect for Jacaré, and we train hard. Thank you for my team, my family, my amazing kids. They push me to become the best athlete. So it's a competition in the house. So we have competition probably every week, and I got to compete with my family, be involved. So it's a privilege to be an example for my kids how to live a righteous life. So sports, it's helped me a lot, and it's good to give back and be able to perform at this age. I'm very privileged.
Our feature fight in the welterweight division of 147 pounds. And in modern MMA, we think about all weight classes. But in early MMA, it was essentially looked at open weight or heavyweight. 2 fighters who revolutionized the smaller weight classes, 145 pounds, fighting at 145, fighting at 155. 2 of the best of all time are on this card. They rematch at 147, Jose Aldo and Jeremy Stephens. We'll start with Jose Aldo. And we do have a translator for Jose Aldo. Daniel, please.
Sim, para mim é um prazer muito grande estar aqui lutando para vocês. Eu acho que vai ser uma grande luta. A gente está muito bem treinado, então espero chegar lá dentro no sábado, dar um show para vocês. Eu acho que isso que para mim que é importante. Valeu, obrigado.
For me, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm pretty sure it's going to be a great fight. I'm ready for this fight, and I'm glad to be here. And I hope you guys enjoy the show Saturday. It's going to be a great fight. Thank you all.
And as Jose Aldo and Jeremy Stephens really were forebears, really revolutionized the smaller weight classes in MMA, you also think back to a time when the UFC, really MMA as a sport, did not embrace female fighters. 2 outstanding female fighters, both UFC veterans, are on this card. It's on our main card. They will meet in the women's featherweight division of 126 pounds. Pearl Gonzalez versus Gina Mazany. First up, Pearl Gonzalez.
Were you going to let Jeremy talk? Were you going to let Jeremy introduce himself?
Oh, wow. I got so excited. Jeremy, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Pearl, you're so polite.
Hey, who the fuck's that guy, right? Huh? Damn. No, first of all, I want to thank God. I want to thank Vayner Sports. Lloyd, wouldn't be here for one without you. Mike, Sarah, Haley, thank you guys so much for the opportunity. This is a tremendous platform. Excited to be here. Thanks, Jorge, Dean. You all know who I am and what the fuck I do, so enjoy the show Saturday night.
No, Pearl, you're so polite.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to be here. I'm honored. This is a dream come true to sit next to Jose Aldo, Jacaré, Roy, Anthony Pettis, Jeremy, and Vitor. I've dreamed of this my whole life, to be up on a stage like this. And boxing has been quite a journey for me. I've been on this journey for the last couple years. This isn't a fight that I just took for a paycheck a couple months ago. I've been working on my boxing skills and honing these skills to become this striker, and I am so excited to put on a performance for you guys on Saturday night. I will promise you one thing, I am not stepping backwards. I will bring this fight to Gina every second of the round. Stay tuned.
What's up, guys? Overall, I'm just really grateful to be here. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I'm really thankful that I get to do what I love, and I love what I do. I've been working really hard, putting a lot of time into this. I've been fighting for 15, 16 years, and I'm really grateful to just box and worry about one aspect of the fight game. I'm excited for the show, and it's going to be good.
Again, after our press conference, the fighters on the dais, we do have a number of undercard fighters will be available for one-on-ones. We do have a microphone in the crowd, so I will turn it over to the assembled media to take questions from any fighters on the panel. And again, we do have a Portuguese to English translator for Jose Aldo. Media? No one ever wants to be first. Ask Jeremy Stevens. Get me off the hook. Ask Jeremy a question, please.
First, I'll ask Anthony a question. In 2013, you defeated Benson Henderson, and you claimed the UFC lightweight championship here in Milwaukee. What does it mean to you personally that a decade later, you're competing again here in your hometown?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing timing, honestly. 10 years later, totally different place in life, and to see what the city's done, the Bucks done, the growth of this place. When I was fighting last time, it wasn't like this. So yeah, it's cool to see the growth of the city, and it's an honor to be here to perform in front of my city and fighting one of the legends, a GOAT in boxing. It's a dream come true. Like, the fight gods blessed me with this one.
And for Roy, question for you. When you were offered this fight, what are the things that you considered before accepting it?
Things that I considered?
Yes.
My birth certificate.
Anything else that you considered?
And my weight. I was kind of fat.
And on that 200-pound weight, it's that's something that you kind of challenge yourself as well to meet that weight. Is that correct?
Yeah, I challenge myself to meet it because it's like Vitor said earlier. You don't want to be a guy who does not set examples. All my life I always wanted to be an example, and that's pretty much what else got me to take this fight. Because if you understand what he's doing, he's promoting a fight this week and he's fighting next week. Nobody would tell you to do anything like that because it's different. So that's what really got my attention. But at the same time, I did know that there were a lot of things against me too, like the birth certificate, the weight, So it's like you got to consider the reality of what it is. You understand me? So I had to consider those things first. And I thought about it like this. If I show at 54 that I still can dedicate myself to a training camp and get myself back down to weight, that's going to say a lot. My fighters, and a few of them around here, matter of fact, Mandeep fighting too, they can't give me no more excuses because if I can do it at 54, what's their problem?
Thank you. Two more questions. One for Jose. You've accomplished so much in your MMA career. With this being your second boxing match, what do you hope to achieve in the sport of boxing?
O que você espera conseguir com ela? Atingir?
Então, acho que eu estou na segunda luta, né? Já venho treinando boxe há um bom tempo, acho que mais ou menos desde quando eu baixei pro peso galo. E eu sempre dei mais ênfase ao boxe, então quando eu parei minha carreira, então estou quase um ano já direto treinando boxe todos os dias. Quero ver onde que eu vou chegar, né? Então, minha segunda luta profissional, né? E assim que vencer o Jeremy, eu quero ver qual é o próximo passo que eu vou dar na minha carreira dentro do boxe, né?
Since I went out to my weight class, I've been training boxing a lot over the last couple of years. Like you said, this is my second boxing fight. I'm prepared. I still don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm prepared for it.
And last question for Jeremy. There are so many UFC fighters up here, former UFC fighters, you yourself being one, of course. What is it about being up here with so many of these names and of these people? Is that familiar to you in any way?
Yeah, like Pettis said, the fight gods have blessed us. This is an honor to be up here with Roy Jones and Pettis and Vitor right here. I've been watching this guy a long time, and here I am sitting right next to him on the big stage, on the big show. Tremendous opportunity. You know, if you really truly knew what this meant, it's amazing. I feel like I'm in a dream right now, and I guess it's the best place to be in the world is right here.
We have a lot of media here. Other questions from media? Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got a question for Anthony. Anthony, you've brought the MMA scene. Oops, I apologize. You're huge for the MMA scene in Milwaukee. Now you're boxing after last boxing in the UFC. I apologize. Last fighting for the UFC for the championship. Now you're boxing in Milwaukee. You're making the scene for fighting really big in Milwaukee. What's it like paving the way for guys like Mark Choinsky, for Jordan Newman, so many of your Rufus Sport teammates?
Yeah, man. I mean, Rufus Sport has a lot of killers, bro. And I think, you know, when I came up in the city, there wasn't that many names fighting in the UFC. So I was like one of the first guys pioneering that thing. And then once we got to the UFC, we got the belt, and now we're paving the way. You know, little brother just won his belt. The city of Milwaukee is a hub for mixed martial arts, for combat sports. I mean, we got some great athletes. You know, Luis Feliciano on the undercard, another great boxer out of Milwaukee, Cuba Arias. I mean, there's some great athletes that came out of Milwaukee. It's cool for me to put the spotlight on them and, you know, bring the spotlight to the city.
Thank you. And Pearl, what inspired your outfit today?
Sorry, thank you. Well, I'm cutting weight and I can't eat sweets, and so I figured why not wear it, right? So I had my auntie make me like this beautiful fruit roll-up outfit. All my aunties here, we were in the back putting it together. So it's been a fun journey, man. The hard work's over. The hard part's done. I've been training. I train in the gym every single day. I work hard. I don't have a social life. I don't date. I don't party. This is my life. And so these are the little things that I can do to lighten up the mood, to lighten up my preparation for my weight cut tonight. Wear fruit roll-ups. Would you like one?
You gave me one already.
Oh.
I'll take another one.
All right. Anybody else want some fruit roll-ups? Here you go.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Hey, question here for Jeremy. So, you've left the UFC. You've had most of your career there. Fought at 145 while you were there. But I know ever since you've left, you've been fighting at the lightweight division. How is the weight cut and just fighting back at 147?
Feels good. Actually, I really love this 148-pound weight class. I feel a lot more fluidity. I don't hold on tension. You know, at 55, I feel like I was kind of hanging on, not able to really truly be in my best being, be my best self. So at this weight class, it literally took every day. 8.5 weeks, I got this call. I was running on Sundays, getting down to this weight class, and I'm here. I'm literally, I can make weight right now. So it's a tremendous job on my team putting this all together, taking this opportunity. You know, if I was on the other end and I passed this opportunity up and saw someone else sitting here, I'd really be kicking myself in the ass. But here I am, about to tear it up on Saturday, give you guys one hell of a show, and have one of the best performances of my life to date. So trust me, enjoy the show. You're going to love it.
Hell yeah. Thank you, guys.
Again, one-on-ones are available. One more question. Yes, sir.
My question is for Jose Aldo. Should I wait for you? Rumor has it that after this fight, if you're able to get past Jeremy, that you would be fighting Floyd Mayweather Jr. in an exhibition fight. What does that look like, and is that true?
Há rumores depois dessa luta, você passando o seu adversário, você pode vir a fazer uma longa exibição com Floyd Mayweather, se isso é verdade, o que está acontecendo sobre isso?
Sim, a gente já vem negociando um bom tempo já essa luta, então já está tanto a minha parte quanto a dele sabendo sobre a luta. Então, primeiro eu estou pensando no sábado, eu tenho que lutar sábado, que depois eu posso ver o que vai acontecer. Mas sim, a gente está em negociação já faz muito tempo já, né, que essa luta possa acontecer na Arábia Saudita, então já tem tudo certo. Eu acho que vamos fazer o trabalho sábado, depois disso eu sento de novo com todo mundo para a gente fechar a luta.
Yeah, that is true. Floyd already know about this conversation, negotiation, but of course I have to think first in my fight Saturday. So once I pass this fight, then we're gonna renegotiate, keep working on it, and make that happen probably in Saudi Arabia.
And my last question is just for anyone, any of the fighters up there. You know, you go through a lot of wins and a lot of losses in this sport. What motivates you more, coming off a loss or coming off a win from a fighter's perspective?
I'll take that. You know, I've lost a lot in my career, but I tell you this, I said it this morning, you'll never learn the win the way that you do from a loss. You know, the losses they're fucking rough. They're brutal. You go home with one check, you know, your confidence is low, you feel like you disappointed people, but that's what fighting's about. Picking yourself back up off the floor. Just like, man, what if I just get up one more fucking time? What if I just keep going? And, you know, I'm living proof of it. Here I am on the big stage in boxing, picking myself back up. You know, I left the UFC. PFL hasn't gone my way. You know, just fucking tremendous amounts of mental mind fuck. And I say, fuck that. I'm going to get back up. I'm going to fucking pressure. And I'm gonna do what I love to do, and nothing's gonna stop me from that. So you learn a lot in them losses. I feel like that's what really makes you. And then when, you know, that's what's gonna make this win Saturday night that much more, is because I picked myself up. I did it over and over and over again, and that's what makes me unbreakable. It's what makes me unstoppable. It's what makes me hit motherfuckers so hard that when they don't move, because I want them to feel the pain that I feel waking up with when I fucking lose. I want them to feel that. And that's my ego talking, and I love it, and that's what you're going to get Saturday night. So, again, enjoy the fucking show. It's going down.
And to piggyback off of that, to me, that's what's wrong with boxing. Everybody's scared to lose. You can't win if you're scared to lose. If you don't fight the best opponent out there, then what you doing? You're wasting time. You understand me? That's why we don't like what we're seeing in boxing now. The best don't want to fight the best. You understand? What happened to the days when Roy Jones was on the throne? What happened to those days? Nobody cares no more about being the best? I don't understand that. So, yeah, we know it's a chance anybody might get beat. You know, anybody can land one punch and do anything at any time. That's part of what we go through. But the fact of the matter is, if you want to be the best, you wouldn't go take their test. If you don't take their test, you can't never claim or profess to be the best. You feel me? Thank you.
Guys, thank you so much. So we'll conclude this. I'm going to start with Jeremy Stevens to erase all past sins. Jeremy, we'll start with you. Just final comments, because not just an incredible card, but just the uniqueness of this. And for all of you, all 8 of you fighters, world-class fighters, world champions, just your emotions on such a special card with Gamebred Boxing 4.
Shut out the emotions. I'm sticking to my intentions, my purpose, my passion, and I'm doing what I love.
I just love to fight. I mean, I know I'm too old to be fighting, but I just love to fight. And to be in here with such a group of people, amazing athletes, amazing fighters, it's just, I mean, it feel like I done died and went to heaven already.
I'm joyful, grateful, and you are judged by the guys who you fought. I think that's what makes a fighter unique. It's when he can judge himself, he compete against the best, and it's a privilege to be here competing against a great fighter with great fighters that made history. So it's a privilege and a joy.
Oh, that's a great event. I'm very excited. Just go there, put my game on, fight to win, and that's it.
I'm excited to be back in my hometown, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to perform in front of my family, my friends, everybody that supported me, my career for this whole time that I've been doing this, and fighting one of the GOATs in boxing. I'm going to be boxing against one of the greatest of all time. Like I said, it's a blessing come true, and the fight God's blessed me with this one.
Acho que primeiro eu fico feliz de estar aqui, agradecer ao Jorge Masvidal pela oportunidade. Eu acho que, como falei, estou muito bem treinado. Vou dar um grande show para todo mundo no sábado.
First of all, I'm very happy to be here. I want to say thank you to Jorge Masvidal, and you guys can make sure that Saturday I'm going to give you guys a great show. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Gina?
I'm personally happy, excited, blessed to be here. I cannot wait for my dog to come out on Saturday night. One thing I love to do more than anything is fight. I love to scrap. I'm just so grateful to be here with this opportunity with all these guys, and I cannot wait to stand toe-to-toe with Pearl.
Let's go. I am so honored to be here, man. Here in Milwaukee, I'm so close to my city, Chicago. I'm gonna have a big crowd, my family, my hometown, my nieces on Saturday night. So to be able to perform, and like she said, we're gonna go toe to toe. We're gonna find out who's the last woman standing, because I'm not backing down. I'm not backing up. We'll see who hits harder on Saturday night. And other than that, I just want to give a big thank you to Dean Toole and to Jorge Masvidal for this opportunity. It's invigorating, man, to be up here on such a big stage in a new sport. It's a challenge, and it's just beautiful. I'm so grateful that they're giving us this opportunity to perform Saturday night.
Everyone, one more time for the 8 world-class fighters, world champions on this dais. I want to say, too, I'm absolutely honored to be the play-by-play commentator for this event. I will be joined on the broadcast by a really outstanding fighter who's become a phenomenal boxing commentator, Showtime Sean Porter. When I talked to Sean Porter, he said, man, if Roy's on, I'm there. Absolutely. So Showtime Sean Porter will be with me. Cyrus Fees will be our host. Lupe Contreras, our ring announcer. Again, one more time, our prelims start live to the world, 6 p.m. That is local time here in Milwaukee, U.S. Canadian Central Time. And then at 8 p.m., 2 hours after our prelims begin, our main card begins. Every cable and satellite provider, you can watch that through In Demand and on digital, ppv.com, UFC Fight Pass, and outside of the United States, North America and South America, you can watch it on the other territories worldwide on Fight. For all the fighters, for Dean Toole, Jorge Masvidal, everyone at Gamebred Boxing 4, I'm Sean Wheelock. Thanks for watching our presser, and we will see you live Saturday night.